saw the dream you saw come true, but wasn't meant for you.
And sometimes it really is not a science, and if it is, it's the maddest science in the world, songwriting.
Like the echo of a lie you tell yourself when no one's there to hear.
This album needed me to kind of try to tell not necessarily one story, but for all the songs to be themed around this social atmosphere, this sense that's pervading everything at the moment, that the world is taking a turn somewhere and that we're getting less moored in some of the values we thought, you know, we were being moored in just a couple of years ago.
To see hopes.
And so I had to try to find ways of putting the songs together that didn't allow me to get myself trapped in stylistic notions, you know, notions of genre. I had to try to find a way of writing songs that allowed me to tell each specific aspect of the story as efficiently as possible, to convey the ideas as clearly as possible, to make sure that the nerves that I wanted to hit, that I could do so as evocatively as possible.
And blue, a ghost, lives that once mattered more.
So I abandoned notions of genre. In a way, I abandoned the notion of writing a conventional album, conventional in length, you know, writing 10 or 12 songs. I had to continue telling the story until I was exhausted. I wrote about 35 songs, and one of the most difficult parts of the whole process was editing out the ones that wouldn't make it. And some of them didn't make it not because I thought the ideas were half-baked, but just because I thought maybe something else was telling that part of the story more effectively. So it was more of a challenge than any album I've ever written.
Those shattered fingers of blame were never in.
But it was a weird challenge because it wasn't a challenge that was born of a paucity of ideas. It was a challenge that was born of an excess of things to say and trying to find a way of editing and being economical and being succinct and being specific and using the right tones and the right voices and the right players to tell the story. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, a huge wave of doubt swept over me. I just thought, who in the hell wants to hear you writing all these poncy, notions? And who elected you our philosophical or spiritual guide, you know, to give us your point of view on these things? So all of that made it a difficult, complex project, but all the more rewarding for the fact that I pushed through these things and wrote the songs and didn't deliver the world a 35-song album, because that would have been cruel.
Is what's missing.